Hi, parents and students. So right now I am using Screencastify to record this lesson. If you want a tutorial on Screencastify, go ahead and check Google Classroom for that. I have that all set up. But today I'm going to explain our assignment for the next month. One of our assignments anyways, it's to choose a book and to do a book report on it. And it's almost an interactive book report. We're going to be answering and interacting with the book throughout with each other and with me and with other students. So the very first week, this week, all we're doing is introducing our book choice and why, and I will give you a how-to for that and a rubric. So this is what it looks like. So week one, choose a book, get a copy, digital copy even. And we're going to be using Flipgrid, so that's what FG stands for. And the task for this week is just to tell me why you chose the book. Week two, I want you to go through a quarter of the book, tell me what page you're on, describe the main characters and the main conflict of the story. Week three, and so forth. We'll get into all of this as the week progresses. But as of now, just for the parents to know, you can help them with this. You can maybe find a PDF copy of it, ask them why they chose the book, take a look at their video before they submit it, and then as the week goes by, you can actually ask the same questions that I'm asking them. Describe the main character, describe what the conflict of the story is, what does conflict mean, and so forth. So it'll be really a good chance for you to kind of interact, make sure that they're reading and that they are staying on top of things. So our standards that we're going to be honing for this week, I'll move this over here, is to integrate media and visual displays into presentations to clarify information, strengthen claims and evidence, and add interest. So the fact that we're doing a Flipgrid video instead of writing it all down is because I know writing can be very intimidating. We'll be doing that later. But I don't want to deter from your student reading. I don't want to just deter you from reading at all. So I'm hoping that this video would add interest, that you'll be backing up your statements with evidence and other students can see it. And maybe that'll generate interest. And so some of your friends might want to read that book next month. Another standard that we're addressing is speaking and listening 8.4. Present claims and findings, emphasizing salient points in a focused, coherent manner with relevant evidence, sound, valid reasoning, and well-chosen details. Use appropriate eye contact, adequate volume, and clear pronunciation. So I will be making sure that you are speaking clearly. You can always re-record if you have an issue, so that's a great thing about having a recording of yourself. And this week's evidence, relevant evidence, sound, valid reasoning is definitely your personal opinion. You do have to provide reasoning as to why you chose this book. It'll get a little bit more complicated next week when you actually have to cite evidence. But so our main objective is that the students will be able to introduce their book of choice and provide reasons why they chose their book. Easy so far, right? Okay. The skills being utilized and sharpened today and this week is following directions clearly, coherent speaking ability, investigating and searching for evidence, and then providing the evidence. So here's your checklist. I want you to look for a book you wish to read this month. Take notes on the cover, the introduction, the flaps, the back of the book, and anything else relevant to the book. This might even be a quick research on the biography of the author, if you're interested on the author himself or herself. And then for the video criteria, you'll have to introduce yourself, introduce the title of the book and who wrote it, that's the author, and then explain why you chose this book for the month. Provide any and all evidence, no matter how silly you might think it is. And I'll show you an exemplar of someone who was being silly with it. And I'm looking for at least 3 reasons. So this is the rubric. Let me see if I can move my face off a little bit. There you go. So the introduction of yourself, self, title, author. If you have all 3, introduces all 3 criteria clearly and fully, then you'll get the full 4. If you introduce only 2 criteria, maybe you forgot to introduce yourself, and so you went straight to the title and the author, then you'll get a 3. If you only introduce 1 of the 3, then you'll get a 2. If you didn't introduce the book at all, and introduce you at all, and maybe it wasn't even making sense what you were trying to do, then you'll have a 1. The evidence to why the book was chosen, if you have 3 or more reasons, solid 4. If you have only 2 reasons, 3 if you provide only 1 reason, 2 if you don't provide any reasons why you chose the book, then you only have a 1 point. Good so far? So your Flipgrid video virtual tool, your lesson will be found on Google Classroom. If you don't remember how to access Google Classroom, make sure you check for the Google Classroom tutorial. That's not going to be in this one because I'm hoping that we all know at this point how to use Google Classroom, but you'll find it. Just for the sake of quickness for this tutorial, I provided you the link to Flipgrid so that you can kind of see what Flipgrid will look like, and I can show you what it looks like for the students. So the students will be logging on using their mvusd.net login. And once they do, they'll see Book 1, Week 1 Introduction, and then they'll see everybody else that's posted. And I have my exemplar as well. So I don't do anything that I don't make the kids do anything that I wouldn't do myself. That's a great exemplar for them. I also have, and if you go back to the link, which I will also have for you, a link to an exemplar of a student. And this student, you'll see he did not introduce himself. He just went straight to the title, the author, and then he started providing reasons. And I won't play the entire video. I'll just play a little bit so that you can see what this exemplar would look like.
The book that I chose for this month is called Black Talk by LJ. And you can see right here. And I chose this book because the title and the front cover seemed very interesting to me, and because it also smells very good. It smells like paper. And the description of the book is all written. It's about 2 paragraphs long, and it has what this is. I haven't read the part yet, but yeah, it's all written.
So as you can see, he's only halfway through. He's already introduced the book, introduced the title, and gave us 2 reasons. 1, he likes the smell of the book. No, 3 reasons. He likes the cover, and he said that the back was well written. As he continues on, he'll talk about what the story is actually about. And that is it. If you have any questions or comments, please email me or provide a comment on Google Classroom, and I will try to clarify it as much as I can. Bye, parents. Bye, students.